Wow, the Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay trailer was absolutely amazing, and it is stuffed with so much info and so many little details that you might have missed. So we're going to go over all those little details, and we're going to break it all down. Before we do that, I would greatly appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe, because if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you are not going to want to miss any of the content that we've been putting out for years, as well as all things going into Mortal Kombat 1, just like this, just like our podcasts and our live streams, everything. Interacting with all of you is tons of fun, so I don't want you to miss out on any of that. And once again, liking the video definitely helps us because it means more people will be able to see the content. That being said, let's go on and get to the video and break it down, because there is just a ton of information in this thing. It is insane. I'm gonna put my camera down here in the corner because, like I said, the information is easy to miss in this. So let's turn it up just a tad for you. Okay, so right away we get the straw hats. It doesn't have the blade on it, just like we saw in the reveal trailer. He has gone for peace in this new universe created by Liu Kang. Over here, I believe this to be Raiden. It's not really said as much, but the gray and the blue kind of gives me the idea that this is Raiden based on what we see later in the trailer. I just don't think he has his hat. Oh, in case you didn't realize, down in the bottom on the floor, you can see some Lin Kuei ninjas. They just look like generic ninjas, but you'll see here in just a second, they have like the little symbol on their chest, just like Sub-Zero and Scorpion do as well. They're just wearing all black, which is kind of cool because then it's like a ninja clan wearing all black for their main members. Makes a lot of sense logistically, you know, ninjas. Scorpion coming in here, and he does have the Lin Kuei a little symbol on it, like we saw in the reveal trailer. People were questioning, is that the Lin Kuei logo? What is that exactly? Yes, that is indeed the Lin Kuei logo. We get great shots here. He's got the accent colors of red, which is awesome, and the Scorpion tattoo, spinning the rope dart, and yeah, it just looks absolutely cool. Funny meme potential there. I've seen a lot of them already. Just jump there. Boom. He got bopped right in the back of the head, and that is hilarious. So it doesn't have the blade there, but it's interesting that he even had the... Why would he think to do that if he has not used a bladed hat before? So I'm kind of curious how they're going to explain that story-wise. Why did he throw his hat like that? Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Then immediately, he goes to grab the chakram off the wall and throws that at Sub-Zero. I have had enough of... So it's kind of like Kung Jin in a way, you know, with the chakram in Mortal Kombat X.
Then go before I put you down.
Fight.
Cool little Mortal Kombat logo poster back here, in case you missed that. Su Hao poster right here from Deadly Alliance, it looks like. It looks like his render straight out of Deadly Alliance, which is kind of cool. And then this little picture here has what looks to be Kano with past Kano. So it's like Mortal Kombat 11 Kano with his past Kano self. And then down below, it's hard to see who's in this picture down here. Maybe Johnny, Sonya, and Jax or something. That one's a bit harder to make out. Now, this stage is absolutely stunning. So this is the tea house that we saw in the announced trailer. It's just at night. Some of the stages that we see throughout this trailer, it's clear that we're getting a day and a night version. Plus, we see the arena select screen, and you have a day and night toggle, but I'll get to that when we get there. So this actual fight scene looks like it's straight out of story mode, hence why we're getting Kung Lao looking like this without a bladed hat or anything. So it's transitioning right into the fight like we're used to. Amazing combos. So I believe we're getting some sort of air combos. Think like almost Mortal Kombat Armageddon, but just done a lot better. It seems like you can bounce them off the ground to keep the combo going.
Today, you have proven...
This is Liu Kang. Some people were confused at who this might be, but you can see the black hair, the eyes, and everything. Definitely Liu Kang. He's assembling basically he's assembling his champions, his warriors.
Been worthy of joining us.
So now here you can see the generic Lin Kuei ninja here in the background, standing up, so not on the ground. Sub-Zero and Scorpion are confirmed brothers, as they alluded to in the trailer, the original reveal trailer. They are indeed brothers. That is confirmed by Ed Boon. So this is going to be interesting. Is this Hanzo and Bi-Han? Kuao Yang and Bi-Han? That would be interesting. If Scorpion's not Hanzo, we don't know yet. They have not given their actual names.
Come, there are other champions I must get.
Interesting that they're like his bodyguards almost, but it's cool. It gives me Mortal Kombat, the original movie vibes, seeing Scorpion and Sub-Zero play that role in a way.
What do you want?
Sento.
So Kenshi here, and yes, that is indeed Kenshi, points to Sento, which is his blade that guides him. So if you're familiar with Mortal Kombat, that is the all the power, you know, telekinesis and fun stuff, and his guiding blade with all the souls in it and stuff. That is through Sento, which is great. And then you can see a little Mortal Kombat logo there up on the wall, plus all the art that Johnny has apparently acquired with his amazing amount of wealth that you would have to imagine he has. I love that. It just gives me like Nicolas Cage vibes, where he just has all this art, this high art, and probably artifacts and all this craziness. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a T-Rex skull or something somewhere. It's just all this up here in his awards from movies and stuff. So that's good stuff.
It's my family blade. Sento's mine.
Now we see Kenshi with tattoos here. So he's very Yakuza in appearance. He's got the suit, he's got the tattoos on both, you know, on an entire his arms and stuff, which, you know, tattoo guy. So I love that design for him, is really cool. I'd imagine that has to go all the way up through his chest and his back and stuff, which is pretty, that's a pretty cool like character design. So I hope he has like a skin where it really shows those off. We see a few different skins here for Kenshi throughout the trailer. So he must be playing a pretty big role in story, which is new for Kenshi and has me really excited. And then this is Johnny back here. This is his mansion in LA, it looks like, right on like Venice Beach or Santa Monica. And this is an amazing stage.
And I won't give it up without a fight.
So we're seeing a bit of a different origin story here for Kenshi, it looks like. Like I said, the Yakuza stuff is new for him, and it looks like Johnny has his sword, which is probably an artifact of some sort, like I said, that he's collected. And Kenshi's here to collect, and you can see him up here. So the actual shots are a bit in a confusing, like, shot in a way that's hard to like dissect where they really are in the stage, but that was this wall here. Love the pink flamingo raft back here, as well as the duck with sunglasses. Johnny got super cake going on, and then yeah, this is some sick stuff. Kenshi's his like ghost illusion spirit thing for his telekinesis looks to be like his Mortal Kombat X Ronin samurai vibe, which I really love. Kenshi's my second favorite character, so he is the highlights of this trailer. He is amazing. And yeah, you can see the California hills back here, Los Angeles, the whole the beach here. This just looks absolutely stunning. Some palm trees. This stage is beautiful, as are as are all the ones we've seen so far. The stages look to be the best in the series. It is blowing me away. My favorite thing, I think, in the trailer. Okay, so here we see like a team. These are going to be like team fatal blows this time around, which is very interesting. So Kenshi's the one fighting Johnny with Classic Sub as his cameo, and they both play a role here as you watch. Kenshi starts it, Sub comes in, does his thing. Kenshi keeps it going. Boom. Cross swords with his spirit. That's awesome. So yeah, that's cool. We're getting like cameo team up fatal blows, which is super cool.
Enough. Okay, let's go back to one here.
You can see Kenshi back there tied up, so Johnny must win the fight. We have Scorpion and Sub-Zero both with their masks off, so this is interesting. Liu Kang's intervening, and this is where he's saying he's basically collecting all, a bunch of fighters. He's going to start training them for something. We don't know who the big bad is yet. Speculation that it might be Onaga based on the reveal trailer, and the Kung Lao ending in Mortal Kombat 11 with the pink sky and everything. I think it's lining up that we might be getting Onaga.
Let's go back to one here. Who are you?
So Johnny's face looks very different here. They kind of change up the characters' faces from game to game. That is nothing new, and Johnny's really no exception here. He looks not completely different, but very different. So that's interesting. Got a little 5 o'clock shadow. He's much younger, of course. Let's see.
Protector of NetherRealm, God of Fire.
Okay, so we're gonna see a little bit more. Okay, boom, another cameo. We've got Jax in his classic Mortal Kombat 2 skin, which looks absolutely amazing. This is one of the best like cameo. I think he might be the smoothest cameo that they show off here. He looks super good. And yes, this combo is just insane. I love it. And notice how the dragon fireball doesn't even come from Liu Kang's hand. It's coming from off screen. That's really interesting. Boom, we get Scorpions come here. Come here. That sounds silly. And then Scorpion's gonna do a little bit of air combat himself. Boom, hits him with that. Then he's using he has a new weapon here, so he doesn't have the sword, you'll realize. So maybe this is just, like I said, this is Scorpion early on, or maybe this is entirely different Scorpion this time around. He's using this weapon in addition to his kunai, his rope dart. So that's pretty cool. It gives me like Kirigi vibes from Marvel. Once again, an amazing stage over here. It almost looks kind of like a new version of a courtyard. I mean, there's not a bunch of like monks gathered around or anything, but just kind of gives that general layout aesthetic. But yeah, it just looks so stunning. The stages, whoever designed the stages in this game, hats off to you. This is absolutely, could be the best we've ever seen. At least just visually, absolutely is the best. But yeah, we'll have to see what kind of variety we get. Now we're getting like blue fire, orange fire like we saw in the trailer, dueling dragons, dueling fire types. This is an amazing kick by Liu Kang. Man, the gameplay in this is absolutely phenomenal. Speed-wise, we're looking at almost like Mortal Kombat 11, but dialed up maybe by 20%, 25%, and that's cool. You know, Mortal Kombat 11, it had certain flaws with the gameplay, but I don't think it needed much to become better. And just getting rid of the breakaways, going with breakers looks like what we're doing. If you tweak fatal blows to maybe be one and done, whether you hit or not, I think would go a long way, because we're still getting fatal blows coming back. We'll see that a little bit later here. And yeah, this stage is this is one of my favorites in the trailer, and they're all so good. But look at the mountains back there. This is the Shi Academy from Deadly Alliance. So we have Kenshi here looking, and it's clearly the Shi Academy because you have statues holding giant ropes that are attached to this floating platform, and then people fighting on it. So absolutely, this is the Shi Academy from Deadly Alliance, just done in a modern fashion. It looks so amazing, looks so good. This is wonderful. And then yeah, Kenshi and Raiden with the monk attires that we've seen throughout Mortal Kombat. This looks so good as like an alternate attire and story. They're actually wearing normal clothes. They're not just constantly in their superhero outfit, basically. This makes so much sense. You've got on Kenshi's hand like that, I don't know what that tattoo is in Japanese culture, but it's almost like a devil face or Diablo or something like that. It looks so good on Kenshi. The skin looks really good, and he's teaching Raiden, but Raiden basically still is gonna have his electricity. Raiden looking good, and you see the monks fighting in the background. Sonya running in. This is Mortal Kombat 1 Sonya. This is not the only Sonya we see, though. There's one that goes by with like a blink and you miss it type of moment. I'll cover that when we get there. But yeah, Sonya in her Mortal Kombat 1 outfit. It looks good. Really cool. Notice, of course, I didn't point this out earlier, but Kenshi is not blind yet, though we will see in a little bit that he is blinded, so that must happen throughout story mode. We see Kano pop in there. He's going to pop in here again. So Mortal Kombat 1 Kano, though it has like more of like the clean-shaven head from Mortal Kombat 3, but once again, I think this looks really good. I love that the cameos are in their classic skins for the most part. Now the cameos are doing multiple moves, so I believe they're on R1, and Ed Boon says you do R1 and a different direction does a different attack or combo string or whatever, so you're going to have different features for the different directions that you press. And They are not on, they have like a cooldown on them, but you can use them as many times as you want in the match. They just have a small cooldown timer. Raiden looking sick, so we see Kano do 2 or 3 different things just in this trailer alone. All right, and this is Mileena, obviously set up on this chair, clearly, with her normal mouth. So they mentioned here that she has like a disease, so maybe her origin story is going to be a bit different here. She's not going to be created by Shang Tsung with a Tarkatan blood and Katana's DNA and stuff mixed. Maybe it's a different origin story for her here, and Katana is trying to help her out. But in this in this shot here, we actually see Kenshi is the one over here helping Mileena out. So once again, it feels like he plays a major role, and this is a much different attire. He's not wearing like the Yakuza boss suits or the monk robes. This is him in his more like, it seems like the Kenshi we know. He's just missing the blindfold, so I'm sure we'll get to that. And he's helping out Mileena to some degree, or trying to.
If your disease becomes known, you will be banished.
Boom. We get the crazy mouth. I will go back to that, but right here. So pause this actually perfectly, so I'm happy because it goes by so fast in the actual trailer. So we get Sonya, MK3 Sonya, which is exciting as well. So cameos can have multiple attires. That is awesome. These cameos are not just pop in for a quick second and then they're out. These are like not fully fleshed out characters, but they have a lot going on. They have the team, Fatal Blows. They have multiple attires, it seems. They have the multiple moves for different directions that you can do, so they can help you out in different ways to extend your combos and so on, as well as they're going to have their own fatals. They're going to have their own fatalities, as we'll get to. But over here, you'll see Goro. So he does a punch walk here in a second, but as an assist. But I think Goro's going to only be a cameo. I don't think he's going to be playable. So my theory here is, I think the characters that are shown off strictly as cameos in this video are only going to be just that, cameos. To avoid confusion, I think that's going to be the route they take. So if a character is playable, they're going to show that they're playable before they show them as a cameo. And then if they're just a cameo, they're going to show them as a cameo but not feature them as playable in that video. So you can just kind of be like, oh, they showed up as a cameo. It doesn't look like they have any playability in this actual video that I'm watching, this reveal, so therefore I can write them off as a cameo. I think that's the simplest answer on how to handle this to avoid confusion. Are these just cameos? Are they going to be playable? I think that's how they're going to do it. Once again, it's kind of like the Occam's razor. The simplest answer is probably the correct one or whatever. So they're cameos in this video. They're strictly cameos. They don't have, unlike Sub-Zero or Kung Lao, they don't have playable versions and then cameos shown off. So they're just cameos. But yeah, it's cool to see the multiple attires. They got a lot going on. Let me go back to the mouth real quick.
If your disease becomes known, you will be banished.
Gosh, that looks just crazy. So she's going to get her mouth regardless, it looks like. It's almost like her destiny is to still have this happen to her. So the story could go in a bunch of different ways. We'll have to see how it actually pans out, but I'm curious how she actually has this mouth, this disease, whatever is going on. But Katana's worried about if people find out, so they're obviously hiding it from their people, the Adinians. And it sounds like Mileena is indeed the queen, like we've speculated before. She's on the throne, and Katana is worried if people find out that they're going to banish her. And now Mileena's saying, in return that, oh, you're just jealous and you want the throne. So it sounds like they're going to be at odds a little bit. I'm hoping that it doesn't completely pan out to where Mileena goes purely evil and she just thinks everybody's hates her and judging her. Like, I hope that she still has this partnership with Katana and that she can be a source for good. We'll find out.
I only want what's best for you.
Or do you secretly covet my throne?
So that's the same voice actress, it sounds like, that does the voices for Katana and Mileena in Mortal Kombat 11. And Mileena definitely sounds pretty still like evil, I hate everything, I hate the world, maniacal. So that in itself is a bit of a tell, and I hope for more. But this clash type thing, so we actually learned this is what happens from the select screen. So they go from picking the characters to picking your cameo, picking stage, and then it goes into this clash, and then it goes immediately into the intros and fights. So we'll see that a little bit later. So don't worry, there's no like clashes in the gameplay like Injustice. It's just editing of the video.
Do you secretly covet my throne?
It's again some awesome air combos we see from Katana there. This stage is wonderful as well. We do not, like, throughout the series, we have not gotten a lot of Edenia, especially as like in a stage form. We've got the Pyramid of Argus, but we just, in general, Edenia has had such little representation in terms of stages and like actually seeing it play out in stories. So this is actually really fascinating. And then we see Goro jumping in here as an assist. He's gonna do a quick punch walk. People have pointed out that his face looks a little normal, like for a normal person's face, it doesn't really look as Shokan as it could. You know, he's got the pants going on, which is a little strange for Goro, and he comes across not super like big and menacing. I will say in terms of like the stature, one, he's bending his leg, so if you extended that out, I think he's like a head and a half taller than Katana and Mileena here, so he's not like 8 feet tall or something like he should be. But that being said, in the original Mortal Kombat game, he also wasn't like super huge either. He didn't stand that much taller than like Sub-Zero. You know, maybe a head taller, and that was it. So I do think it's worth at least pointing that out. But yeah, if he's just a cameo, it's possible that just he's not fully polished yet. It's also possible that this is like a story skin, so he'll still be an NPC in story, hence why he's jumping in here. And yeah, maybe it's possible he'll still get his alternate like classic outfit for those that aren't digging this attire. But yeah, I just don't think he's as polished maybe at this current stage. But we also don't know his origins, so that may explain why his face looks different and so on. Then we get like this must be an Edenian. It almost kind of gives you like the Wakandan warriors from the movies, like Denai Guerrera, I think her name is, from The Walking Dead as well. Like that's giving me that kind of vibe in terms of like the aesthetic and just like that kind of the protectors. I forget what they're called, like what their role is in Black Panther and Wakanda. Like that's the kind of vibe I'm getting there. So that's kind of cool. Good NPC potential here with the Edenians to establish more. I wonder if this is like a Sindel's garden or something, or Mileena's garden. We don't really know if Sindel's going to play a role in here. If she's not the queen, what is she going to be doing? A ball roll, sweet combo from Mileena. Okay, so now we see Raiden in the gray and blue with his hat on, and then this is the tea house during the day. So this is kind of, like I said, we get the day and night versions of some stages. We don't know to what extent yet how many will actually get that. You'll also notice we're not getting a lot of like gear representation in this. Like, we're getting different skins, we're getting different attires, but like as far as gear, they're not showcasing it really in any fashion. So maybe it's been highly downplayed, dialed back a lot, which great. There was a lot of padding in Mortal Kombat 11, which led to a crazy amount of grind. So maybe they've really dialed that back in favor of more attires or just small changes. Maybe you can like switch up the masks or the hats, but you know, not everybody has like 300 different masks and 80 different hats or whatever. Like, so maybe they've really dialed that back, which would be great. So now we had classic Kung Lao come in here as a cameo, which is really cool. And it even has like, it looks perfect. It looks exactly like animation wise and visual wise looks just like it was in MK3, which I find cool. Some people might think, oh, this looks weird or like old or something, you know, it doesn't fit the modern aesthetics, but I think it looks perfect. This is exactly what you want when it comes to like a classic, something classic being represented. And we see air combo from Raiden. So this is clearly a mechanic. I think Xbox Wire or something like that put out an article saying that there's air combat is going to be a feature here. So you can do combos in the air to extend them and bounce them off the ground and stuff to keep it going, which is kind of cool. Also of notes back here, let me rewind it back just a hair. So on Raiden's belt, he has his medallion from Mortal Kombat 9, X, and 11, the one that got all shattered. That was the big, focus of time and all that. So it's interesting to see what that's going to be offering Raiden here, if that's just kind of like a nod to that, or maybe it serves a different purpose here. So that was kind of like a sonic boom from Liu Kang, which is kind of interesting to see him do that. This is the Living Forest, but it's almost like the Malibu Comics version, where it's like everything's peaceful. It's before Outworld was taken over, or merged, not taken over, but merged with Adinia, and Shao Kahn ruled, and, you know, became this crazy, dark, mysterious place. So this is kind of cool. I wonder if in the night version it's going to be that more spooky, creepy element with the trees and everything, but you can see the faces in here. It looks great. This almost looks like a baby Groot face over here, which is kind of funny. But yeah, this stage, once again, looks absolutely amazing. This is a cool like spin on a classic stage, and I'm wondering if we're going to get any more classic stages and see what they do in this new timeline with things being changed up. One of the most hype, not the best shot in motion. Sometimes if you freeze frame it, they look a little silly, but this is like classic Stryker right here, and I love it. It's perfect. They nailed this. It's not Mortal Kombat 9 Stryker. This is classic Mortal Kombat 3 Stryker, all the way down to the shirt that is not great fit. Kind of gives them like the man boob thing going on, and just the bagginess around the waistline. The backwards hat is perfect. Like it's the actual cap. It's not like a ball cap. And yeah, it looks perfectly classic Stryker, and that is super exciting. I watched multiple reactions, including in our own. This got like the biggest like rush of excitement surprise. So yeah, that's cool. It's got the classic digital watch, which is funny. On the taser itself, let's see if I can pause it. That's tough to catch, but it has like just a small little tiny Mortal Kombat logo on the, yeah, there we go, on the taser itself, which is funny. And then you can see the time on there. I wonder if that time has any relevance whatsoever, but there's a better shot of the backwards cap. And once again, the stage is absolutely stunning. This might be in Adinia. They're doing like a celebration, or even Outworld. Some people are speculating the purple skies, but I think that's just the fireworks. But man, this looks absolutely great. This almost looks like the docks maybe that we see Shang Tsung kill Katana in the reveal trailer. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. This is just a night version of those docks. And yeah, we got a palace over here and like a tower over here. Lots of people out on the boats, the lanterns, the floating lanterns up in the sky. This stage is just so beautiful. Now we have Kung Lao with a more modern attire, and he has the blades on the hat, so we see that as well. We see Johnny with some sunglasses on. Classic Kung Lao. Let me go back for a second, see if I can catch a better shot of the blades on Kung Lao's hat. There is the blades, so you can see it's not like it's a little bit different looking, but yeah, there's our bladed hat, Johnny with the sunglasses. And then, yeah, we're going to get Team Fatal Blows here. Starting off with one character going to the next, and then... yeah, so this is where you get characters trading off between Fatal Blows, and they go from one to the other. So Kung Lao will come in, do the hat thing, Scorpion continues it, and so on and so forth. Nothing else really to notice there. And then we also see, so there's no real other hidden details. We get Sub-Zero doing his fatality, so that's more of like an example. We see Kano doing his heart rip, and then we see Sub-Zero slide in and do his spine rip for a classic spine rip fatality. So cameos also can have fatalities, so that in itself is also pretty damn awesome, and even shows that the actual playable character sticks around for the win pose at the end, which is also really cool. So I am absolutely super excited for this and these amount of details. So let's go ahead and actually change up, and then we can go look at the select screens for the fighters, cameos, and arenas. All right, switching over here, we have our first look at the select screen. Let me turn this down just a tad.
Normally
So we've got, looks like 24 boxes. I love the UI right here. Some cool font and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it looks like when you highlight the characters, player 1's orange, player 2's blue. So I think that makes it look really good. We see Kenshi with the full on. He's got the blindfold on now. So that looks good. So more like classic Kenshi. And then moving a little forward here, there's going to be some cameos. Okay, so here's the cameo select screen. So we have 16 slots. Hard to see fully. There you go. So 16. So this is just base. I don't think they're going to add more, maybe if they manage to finish some in time. But yeah, 16 starting off as cameo, not bad. I just hope most of them are like uniquely cameo, not just playable as well. So hopefully we get like around 10, if not more, of cameos that are strictly just cameos, because I think there's a charm to that if they're not also playable. So that way you get more character representation as well. So far we saw Sonya, Jax, Kano as shown there. Goro I think is probably just a cameo based on the logic I put forth earlier, as well as Stryker. And then you have Kung Lao and Sub-Zero as the playable ones in here. And Ed Boon also mentioned Scorpion's name, so those would be our 3 playable ones so far as well. And then it goes from this screen right here directly to, let's see if I can catch it here. So this is a good look at MK1 Kano and MK1 Sonya. Here's the select screen for arenas. There are 20 arenas here, and then see the day and night toggle. So they're not going to take up separate slots on the select screen. So that's nice. So we should get 20 unique stages, and then with some day-night versions for some of them. I don't know if it's going to be all of them. That remains to be seen. But we did see multiple in the trailer. Looks like Johnny's has a, day and night version. The Tea House has a day and night version. So I would have to imagine quite a few of them, hopefully. So that's an awesome feature. Then it goes directly into this clash feature. So it's not in the gameplay. It's not like an Injustice clash. It's just going from, it's one smooth transition from selecting your character, cameo, the stage, and then boom, now you're into the fight. I love how the cameos stick around for the pre-match here. Sonya's tying her shoes, getting that all going, and then boom, right into the fight. So that looks good. We're getting the 3 meters back at the bottom, as you can see there at the bottom. That's like classic Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X there, the 3 meters. The UI looks good. I love the portraits underneath the health bars, as you notice up here. So that's really cool. That's like how it was in Mortal Kombat 9. Yeah, just the colors, everything's looking good here. And then you get more air combos there from Kenshi. And then one thing we can catch here towards the end, if I can get it just in time, right. It's going to be right here, so pay attention to right here on the screen at the health bar. Is it right there? It's very fast, but you see the fatal blow notification. So fatal blows definitely are returning. And then also there, one thing to notice is it looks like the breakers are actually coming from the cameos themselves. So like the cameo pops in to break the combo. So I think that's a really interesting way to do breakers. So it's not like you're just stopping everything and it's the assist person breaking it up, which is really cool. And so pay attention right there. So you can see the little fatal blow notification. So if you stop the video, it's hard to get just perfectly, but if you stop the video, you can see the little fatal blow. So I hope the fatal blows aren't tied directly. Like, I hope it's not where if you whiff, you get to do it again, like after a cooldown. I hope there's just more risk to it. But yeah, that would be everything here. He also mentions Jean-Claude Van Damme is also going to be, not only are they going to have a skin of Jean-Claude Van Damme for Johnny Cage in the combat pack, but they're also he's going to voice the character as well. So yeah, there's going to be more information revealed throughout the weekend, IGN reported, as well as some content creators are getting hands-on time and playing it in LA. So look forward to whatever thoughts that they're going to offer, maybe some new information, as well as, like I said, IGN might be showing some new things. So hopefully we'll get some more reveals, more information throughout the weekend. I'm super excited. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments below, but I believe I covered it all there. So yeah, let me know what you're all thinking in the comments below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, Thanks for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. There's so much more to come, so stay tuned. I will see you very soon.